Just rocking in the swing out in my garden. Watching the hummingbirds out the feeder. Oh, they zipped off. Yes, I know this pepper plant is dying. She'll get pulled out soon enough. Hey guys, welcome in. We're just having a lazy afternoon chat in the garden, and that was a hummingbird at the hummingbird feeder. They'll be back. They are very frequent visitors now. How are you guys doing? I'll zoom back in when they come back. They'll for sure be back. Bigfoot bird. Hey. I know somebody by that last name. Do I happen to know you? Hi, Mr. Nicholas. That's just the jets overhead. Today, I'm doing a lazy garden tour from my garden swing. Fee content, not for free. How's everybody doing? How's the weather near you? I'm in Florida. It's ridiculously hot and humid. We're getting ready to have our daily storm probably within the next hour. So I figured I would just sit out here for a little bit or until the storms kick me out. Sometimes it's nice just to be able to hang out. I don't do foot content, but and I haven't actually set up like any of my like tipping or any of that stuff. Thank you, Mr. Nicholas. I hope you have the best day ever. I'm gonna swing us. Here we go. Hope nobody's gets motion sick. Whee! I could get my stand and actually set this up, but I don't know. You guys can enjoy the feel of swinging just like this. Alright. I'll do a quick tour around the garden. Because I would actually like the progress documented. Not only for you guys, but for myself as well, because big changes have been happening. So, actually starting inside the lanai, which is a mess because I've been doing some planting, but I've got all my fall garden seeds growing. They're doing fantastic. There's tons of like peppers, tomatoes, some okra, some beans, some herbs, tomatillos, all that good stuff. I just filled a whole bunch of these. These are going to be filled with some all different kinds of flower seeds. And then I have a project that I'm going to be doing with those. This was my little sunflower patch that was planted to help cover up the air conditioning unit. And out of all of those, I've got 2 survivors. But that is fine because if these actually grow and survive, they are going to be over a foot each. So I can just spread those 2 out and 2 flowers will do it. Hey, thanks for joining in, Mr. Footbird. God bless. I just got 2 new raised beds that I assembled yesterday, and we'll work on getting those filled over the next couple days. I have a trellis that's gonna span, go up and around and connect these 2 beds, and I've got some coral honeysuckle that we're gonna plant on either side, and that'll grow up and over the trellis. And the hummingbirds really like that. So I figured that'll look neat. We'll put some twinkly lights on it. It'll be magical. It'll be fantastic. These are my sweet potato vines. These are going crazy. These have wrapped up and around this pine tree, and they're growing they were connected to all the other plants around here. They're going nuts. Those are my red and black pole beans. We do actually, oops, sorry, Mr. Gecko. We do actually have some beans here, and there's kind of scattered here. There's not a ton of them, but I think the weather has honestly just been too hot to get a good crop, but I think I'm going to replant those again for fall. Those will just stick straight in soil. They germinate fine. These are my green pole beans. They put on so much foliage. They have so many flowers. They have not set a single bean. Again, I think the weather's just been too hot. So those I actually have some other green beans planted over there, but I think I'm going to try pole beans again for fall time. These are my strawberry plants. These are Sweet Charlie strawberries, and I've also got one of their little runners planted in the raised bed here. This is, down here I have some cosmos planted. Right now it's just foliage, but I'm hoping we actually get some flowers out of it. This is our indeterminate tomato plant, and she is very, very tall. She is flopped over even. Let me go around this way because I'm actually starting to close myself off here in certain areas. It's kind of hard to walk through, but she is very, 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 very tall, and I've topped her a couple times now. I'm just letting her finish out her season as tall as she wants. Let's see. These are our jalapeno and habanero plants. We've got blossoms on here, so we'll have pepper soon. I know. Yep, this right here will actually be a pepper. There was another one here that'll be a pepper, and here and here. There was actually one tiny, there it is. One little pepper grown, so I want to show you guys. Tiny little baby jalapeno. That's our new garden swing. It is lovely. It's got like drinking cup holders on each side, and it's just really nice to sit on and be able to swing and enjoy a view of the garden. So this was Big Bertha. That's a green bell pepper plant. She has just not handled the heat at all. She has spent the majority of her life in the lanai because every time we bring her out here, she does something like this. And her leaves look great in the lanai, but she wasn't really setting any blossoms or fruit. And she's got tons of blossoms and fruit on her, but I don't actually think she's going to produce. She's just so miserable out here in the heat. So, yeah, I think she's about towards the end of her season. I might try a last-ditch attempt to cover her in shade cloth and see if she bounces back, but I don't think so. Here, now I have to remember what all I have planted here. These are cantaloupe plants right here, so those will grow up and over that trellis. These are my fall cucumber plants. You can see they're starting to come up and actually set some of their true leaves. We've got trellises going nuts in here for everything that needs to climb. These are yellow summer squash. These are green bush beans that I have planted for our fall garden. I had more planted over there, but I don't think those ones germinated, so I may replant something in that space. Before I knew that I was going to put a trellis here, I had actually planted some sunflowers in there, so I might actually relocate those over here. Let's see. This is our red bell pepper plant, in case you didn't know. Bell peppers typically start off as green, and then they will change colors and ultimately ripen to whatever color their finished product is, which in this case will be red. We do have like a nice ripening bunch of cherry tomatoes on there, so I'll probably clip those off the vine tomorrow just so they don't get eaten by like insects or birds or something. We got some of the zinnias starting to bloom, which are very pretty. I saw a nice hummingbird, or not a hummingbird, a nice, I think it was like a yellow swallowtail butterfly maybe. I don't know, it was giant and it was yellow, and it was landing on these earlier today. And we've had tons of dragonflies in the garden today too, which has been awesome. I'm glad that we're finally starting to have something come up for them. Looks like we'll have a yellow zinnia there tomorrow. That's going to open. These are Seminole pumpkin vines. These grow native here in Florida. The vines are doing fantastic. They are growing all over. We don't have any blossoms on these yet, which is fine. These vines can get to be like 20 feet long. I've got multiple trellises for them to kind of go nuts, and we just keep kind of helping them weave back and forth. These are my Everglades tomatoes plants. Those are going to get planted in ground in a semi-raised bed. That's part of what those window boxes that I showed you in the lanai are for. Those are going to be planted out with flower seeds and then placed alongside the fence, kind of in a U shape. And then in the middle, we're going to fill that up with some good raised bed soil and plant the Everglades tomatoes in that. So probably by the time I see you next time, that'll be completed. This right here is also supposed to be a yellow squash, and whatever it is setting blossoms. But the plants themselves are not looking very healthy, and I don't know, it doesn't really look like any of my other squash plants either. So I'm not convinced that is what it's supposed to be. If you guys know, let me know. I have bought two kinds of yellow squash seeds. I bought crookneck and I bought straight neck. And this one is supposed to be the yellow straight neck squash. So if you've grown it, let me know if this actually looks like that or not. Like, the flowers are super tiny compared to like other squash flowers. And I think these were Dollar Tree seeds. So it's possible they may have like been mislabeled or something. I don't really know. Bird bath fountain lights up at night, solar. I think that's new since I last did a garden tour. In here we have lots of herbs planted, and the majority of them are not doing well in this heat, so we're going to end up replanting them again in a fall garden. Maybe in here, maybe not. This bed gets a fair amount of sun, and I actually think it's too much sun for the majority of the herbs. So we're probably going to tuck some back in the raised bed that we're going to make with the Everglades tomatoes. These beds will actually get less sun, and it's more like earlier in the day sun as well. So that might be better for the herbs to get like some more dappled shade in the afternoon and evening when that intense sun's hitting. In here, these are supposed to be marigolds, but this thing is like, it's giant. It's like a miniature tree. The ones back there are growing pretty tall as well. And I've yet to see a marigold blossom. So I don't know. I'm not convinced. But I have other marigold seeds coming for like some petite French marigolds. And I'm going to plant some of those in here and plant some of those in some other beds. Just to kind of sprinkle them around because they're really good for pest prevention and bringing pollinators. So right there, I've got sage growing. So that's sage. She smells delicious. This is my sad patch of basil. It is looking diseased. sun bleached, all the things. So this is right here is a bunch of microgreens that are no longer micro, but I guess we could clip them and use them. The thyme is actually growing quite well. I've actually clipped some of this and we had it with some steak one night. So that's doing good, but I've got a ton of other things in there that are just dying out because of the heat. We have rosemary, we have parsley, we have cilantro, we have garlic chives. I'm probably forgetting a few, but they're dying out. So basically we'll be replanting like some herb beds other than maybe the thyme. Did I show you? And yeah, we got our bird feeders. This one's like a regular bird feeder. It's solar. My neighbors bought that one. So that's really cool. It lights up at night. And then we have our hummingbird feeder there. Oh, my sad patch of morning glories. Again, anything I really try to plant in ground is not doing super well. But it's fine. Even if all this does is end up dying back, it's going to nourish the soil a little bit where it's at. And as we continue to, put little things in the ground here and there over time, the soil health will continue to improve. I'm going to go sit back down on my swing over here because I'm hot and sweating and feeling a little shaky, and it's time for a cool drink. So, but that's the updated garden tour, and I just kind of wanted to get that documented so that you guys could see what we're working on, and so I kind of have a record because the next time I film, I am sure it will be very different. But I'm going to pop over to Facebook to do a live there as well because I have people there that are not able to access YouTube, and I would like to show them as well. So we'll close out this stream here in a minute. The hummingbird was just hovering, so I was hoping I could get it on camera again for you guys, but it's at the beginning of the stream, so if you didn't see it, go back there and watch. So thank you if you are one of the people who tuned in to the actual live stream, or if you're one of the people that's watching later. I know that you could spend your time in a million different ways, and I do appreciate you taking the time to tune into my channel. If you would be so kind as to hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to see more gardening content. Sometimes I do shorts and I do live videos. But I look forward to seeing you again in the future, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.